What's going on, everyone? So in this video we're going to be doing another behind the scenes breakdown, and in this video we're going to be breaking down the artist Jab for the song On That. So this will be another breakdown showcasing how each scene was set up as far as the lighting and also how it was set up as far as being filmed. You guys can find a link to the actual music video in the description of this video right here. Go ahead and click the link down below. I will leave a link to the actual music video, so go ahead and check that out and then come back to this video and see how everything was broken down. Quickly, let's go ahead and go over what camera and camera equipment was used for this music video. So this music video was shot with the GH5, and the pieces of equipment that was used for this video was the Ronin, the tripod, and then the rest of the shots that were handheld, if not shot on the Ronin or the tripod. Now this was a smaller budget video, so for this I not only directed, shot, colored, and edited, but I also did the lighting, and then visual artist Jay assisted in helping with lighting as well as filming BTS for this music video. Now this music video was shot all in one location, and that was at a loft in downtown Atlanta that I had booked through Peerspace. Now I did mention in a previous video that unlike Airbnb, which you have to book for a full day and is usually just a house that's, not set up for a music video or any type of production, Peerspace is a website mainly towards catering to production shoots, whether that be for photography or videography. And most rentals, like through Peerspace, you can book on an hourly rate instead of a full day like Airbnb would be. This music video was shot on the GH5, and all performance scenes were shot in Vlog, ultra high definition, 400 megabytes, 10-bit all-in option. And the slow motion B-roll scenes were filmed in the 8-bit Vlog option, again between the 60 frame to 72 frames per second options. There was a total of 6 scene setups in this one location for the music video. Jab had 4 performance scenes and 2 scenes dedicated towards B-roll. So let's go ahead and hop into the first scene setup of this music video shoot with Jab for the song On That. So for this first setup of the day, this was inside of the rental, and this was one of the main performance scenes. So for this music video, I had 2 performance scenes for each verse and hook. So the first verse and first hook scenes would look different than the second verse and second hook scenes. When you're shooting music videos, keep that in mind. You don't want to have the whole music video to look the same. Throw in different scenes and locations to keep your audience engaged and continue the flow of the video so it doesn't stay boring and people don't basically keep seeing the same scenes throughout the music video. It will get boring after a certain point in time of viewing the same scenes and locations, especially if it's a longer music video between that 3 to 4 minute range. Now for the setup of the scene, we had Jab sitting in front of the piano on the bench. The key light was an Aputure 120D with softbox attachment placed on the left hand side of the artist. The fill light was the house lights inside of the rental, and then the actual natural lighting from the sun served as the backlight that was piercing through the drapes that is actually seen behind Jab and the piano. We filmed this performance scene and the B-roll slow motion scenes of Jab in this environment with both the tripod and handheld shots. First shot. I said I wasn't trying to drink the Captain Morgan, but there's nothing else on set, and so check it out. First location of the first. Hold up. Captain Morgan is terrible. So look, this is the first location of Jab's music video On That. Right now we are at the first location and first setup, which is the Yamaha piano. Having Jab sit right here, real laid back player like, with his glass of Captain Morgan. See, we got the tripod that's all the way up. My short gotta stand on a chair to be able to get this shot.
No shoes?
No shoes, nah, because this is Peerspace. I'm not getting charged for that. The remaining scenes we shot at this first setup was B-roll related scenes outside of the performance scenes, and again, this was filmed in between the 60 to 72 frames per second in the 8-bit Vlog option. Now, the second and third scene setups was located outside of the rental in the front entranceway. This was a very easy scene to set up because the only lighting that was used here was natural lighting from the sun. Make sure when you're filming outside, if you're planning on using the sun as your lighting, depending on what type of look you're going for is where you should have the correlation between the artist and the sun. For this setup, I wanted to have the sun serving as the key light, so I had Jab positioned to where the sun was positioned pointing directly in front of him instead of behind him pointing towards the camera. The way this first scene outside was filmed was with the Ronin, and the Aputure monitor attached served as the external reference monitor instead of the small LCD screen on the GH5. All other shots besides being on the Ronin for the scene was handheld. The next outside scene directly out front of the rental house was handheld shots, and the B-roll slow motion scenes were again filmed in between 60 to 72 frames per second. So after filming both of the scenes that are outside, directly outside of the rental, the next scene was the shot with Jab performing, and then this time this was with the whole crew that he did have with him. So this was a whole big group performance scene. Obviously Jab was the only one rapping on this, but he did have his whole crew with him for this performance scene. So for this performance scene, we did go up onto the roof of the rental and we shot a landscape skyline view performance scene. Again, since this was outside, I did use the natural lighting and I didn't need any artificial lighting to bring outside onto the set. The scene on the roof was filmed with the Ronin and Aperture Monitor combo, and all B-roll slow motion scenes that wasn't shot on the Ronin for this particular scene setup was again filmed handheld, as well as being filmed in the 60-72 frames per second. Now the last scene setups were filmed back inside of the rental house and served as the B-roll and slow motion scenes to be used as fillers throughout the music video. Now originally when I had looked up this rental house, it lets you know that this space was used for meetings, but also this specific rental had lighting equipment and certain places in the house set up for photo shoots. So in the pre-production phase, I had made this music video treatment revolve around Jab working as an artist, doing photo shoots, taking meetings with his label, and etc. So this next scene I had with Jab was him getting a photo shoot done as the artist. Now this worked out as well because not only did this serve the treatment that we had set up and as B-roll and fillers for the music video, but Jab had loved the way I incorporated stills within the Let's Go Get It music video, so he had actually asked in the pre-production phase if we could have that done in this music video as well. So in the music video, we see Jab getting a photo shoot done by Jay, but Jay is actually taking photos of Jab throughout this specific scene as well as in each scene and location, so that I could use these photos as fillers as well throughout the music video like we saw in the Let's Go Get It music video. So for this photo shoot scene, the way it was lit was the Aperture 120D was serving as the key light diagonally left of Jab, and the backlight was the natural lighting from outside peering in through the windows and curtains. The photos that Jay had been taking in this scene and the other scenes was put sporadically in the music video. If you do go check out the music video, you will see specific parts of the music video where I did throw in the actual photos that Jay was taking on each part of the set. It was a cool little way to add a transition from parts of the music video, different places of the music video, just that basically the photos were serving as a transitional phase, just like how it was in the Let's Go Get It music video. So the last scene for this music video was the B-roll scene between Jab and his management discussing art-related business. Now this scene was lit similar to the exchange from the Let's Go Get It music video at the end, where it's the exchange between the dealer and the supplier, but obviously in this music video it's not dealer and supplier interaction, it is now artist and management interaction discussing related artist business at a little meeting that they were having. Now the Aperture 120D served as the key light in each part of the scene, whether that be to set up both of the people in the frame or when I was filming one person's perspective looking at the other. As you can see here, when I went over the shoulder of Jab looking at his management and the management looking at Jab. When it comes to filming these type of dialogue shots, the 180-degree rule comes into play, and that's making sure that you know that the cameras must remain on one side of an imaginary line. So when I filmed one person's perspective and then switched, I still kept the 180-degree rule in effect. So the 180-degree rule is something that you all should look up and understand when you, especially if you're dealing with dialogue shots or anything related to point of view reactions to another person's point of view. You want to keep that 180-degree rule in effect. Now the fill light for each of these shots in the last scene was the ambient lighting coming from the actual rental house lights. These were all handheld shots for the final scene and location of the artist and management interaction. Again, this was shot in the Vlog 8-bit option between 60 to 72 frames per second, and certain parts of the interaction between the artist and management, mainly the wide shot where it's showing both of them at the same time. I decided to shoot that in the 24 frames per second, not in slow motion. But most of the shots between the artist and management is shot in that 60 to 72 frames per second slow motion option in the 8-bit Vlog. So guys, this is going to be how each scene was set up as far as being lit and how it was also shot. If you would like to see more breakdowns like this of my music video shoots as well as any other production shoots that I do have, please like this video, comment on this video, share this video to anybody that needs help as far as setting up set design, as far as setting up music video shoots or any kind of production shoot, as well as getting helpful tips related to lighting and how to film certain sets. Also, for anybody who has not subscribed to this channel and is new here, smash that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date with all the content that is releasing on this channel. I'll see you guys next video.